Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. February is almost over. It came and it's going real quick.
Yes.
And we on vacation.
Yes, we are. We're catching up on a lot of sleep. Yeah.
I didn't catch up on my shows. They got the WWE Legends. They got a new season. Started Sunday. Their first episode is the NWO formation.
Oh, okay. I need that in my life.
Yeah. And how Hulk Hogan betrayed America when he turned into a heel. I didn't know how big of a story that was.
Oh, yeah.
The wrestling, but even outside of wrestling, had everybody talking about it.
He was like the mascot for the American Dream. His theme song was Only in America or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, he was like, if you could put Superman in the human form, Hulk Hogan was like
he was
Superman.
like all the kids' heroes.
Yeah, everybody's hero. He was like reachable. I think he was even in cartoons and stuff. So
drinking milk. Had a milk commercial. He had a TV show. He had everything. Was he like the first wrestling superstar?
Probably. Yeah, because he was like the American hero, the American dream, all that. So they built that whole culture around Hulk Hogan, and then my Warrior Camden.
Yeah. But it was crazy because it was like even like all of the news shows were talking about it and stuff like that. And normally when they talk about wrestling, it's something bad, but I was like, that's kind of hilarious.
That might have been when wrestling was elevating up to its peak. It didn't get there yet, but to him to be a household name was rare because I think the other household name was like Andre the Giant. You had big wrestlers, but like household names was like Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan. Yeah. And then others came.
Yeah, so check it out if you haven't. I haven't watched it yet, but I got it recorded. So I'm gonna watch it probably some point before the next episode. But
and this is why I've been catching up on sleep. Been watching so many shows the past week. Yeah. Glad this vacation came through.
Yeah. All right. It's kind of also a vacation for the NBA. They got their little break after the All-Star weekend, which we'll go through some of the stuff. First off, we'll go through the skills competition. What was they thinking with this new type of skills competition they have? Like a team concept to it?
This was the first time they did it. I could have swore they did it a couple years before.
Maybe, but I can't remember. But
I don't think it was the worst thing. I think the performances were worse.
It was an interesting mix of people.
Yeah, I would say that. The personnel that they picked, you would think they would, pick a shooter, a wing, and a big, or like two wings and a shooter, or like two guys that can shoot and a wing.
It's like...
But, kudos to, Giannis for always putting his brothers out there, the spotlight of All-Star Weekend, to either fill in for him or just give them some light, which is dope.
Some shine, right?
Yeah, that's dope. I would do the same for mine.
That is cool, but I was just like, why? Especially with the Magic, you got three guys that aren't really knockdown shooters, and they're not really like creators. Yeah, and they had rookies in there. I know they had Pyle.
It was Pale, Jabari. That's his name, right? Jabari, right?
Jabari, yeah.
Not Jabari, Jabari.
Jabari something.
Smith, I'm not sure off the top of my head, and then Ivy.
Yeah, it was. Their mixture was very, very interesting. I'm like, this ain't a mixture for you.
None of them. They could knock down shots, but none of them are shooters. In competitions like that, you need a combination of both. Yeah,
and I know they probably had somebody on their bench that probably don't get minutes that they could have just thrown in there that could have.
But then they're high-profile rookies, and you can't just put anybody out there unless you're Giannis' brother.
Hey, they had the rookie game, so they had their time to shine in the rookie game.
Yeah, but you always got, for some reason, them skill competitions, they always give their rookie a team or give them some shine. The rookies just never perform well, and I don't expect them to because that's the first time. Their games are whatever. But when all eyes are on just you three, it's a little different.
And plus, it's probably the first time they're seeing all these stars in one arena, so they probably just not even focusing on that. They probably saw
every All-Star game's a packed house.
Yeah.
So those are probably the most people they're ever gonna play in front of, unless they go play in the Olympics or something like that.
And they might have seen their Instagram crush in there or something, one of their celebrity crushes in there. Like, well, my mind's on something else. The after parties. stuff like that. So, because that's where my mind would be too.
I just would have declined.
Yeah, you'll get a little free trip to All-Star Weekend. Just go represent the team and have fun.
If you're already playing in like the what's it, Rising Stars Challenge, you're already playing that. I don't enjoy the rest of my time.
Touche. Me too. 3-point contest. This one too. We didn't have really. Dame was probably and Buddy Hield was probably the only like lethal shooters on there. I would say. All the other guys are like they can shoot threes, but they're not 3-point shooters. Tatum over there pump faking. thinking he in a real game. He pump faking and stuff. But even this one, it wasn't. I don't know. It was just like maybe it's Utah because it just wasn't like the energy wasn't there.
Well, that's what I meant also when you bring an All-Star game to Utah. Like I felt like they tried to force the magic in the atmosphere. Like nobody really wanted to be there for All-Star Weekend, but because All-Star Weekend's there, everybody went there. But it just felt like hollow energy when I'm watching All-Star Weekend. Just once again, you had to like force it. When you go to like Miami, LA, these other cities, like there's so much going on in the community that like you can just tell the atmosphere is just different. People enjoy being there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like as a whole.
Yeah, because even watching the 3-point contest, cause the last several years, there was so much energy in the 3-point contest, and people were just excited for it because it was, it took over before the dunk contest as being the event of the night. And then this one, I was just like,
well, because everybody knew Dame was gonna win. I didn't have a doubt in the world that, the only person I felt that might like challenge him was Buddy Hield and Jason Tatum. Yeah. But like, I'm like, Dame shoots from outer space. Yeah. And he's probably the second. He's definitely like this.
He's the second.
You know me.
If Steph wasn't Steph wasn't in the league, we'd be talking about that.
Personally, like when it comes from range, I personally put him neck and neck because I've seen Dame do some stuff off the dribble that, sometimes I don't really see Steph hit as consistent. So I kind of put 1A and 1B personally, just because you see him in All-Star games shooting from behind half court like a jumper. Like the game is revolutionized so much that I wasn't shocked by the outcome.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. Also with Tatum, why did he put his money ball at first? He got hot at the end.
They wasn't. I don't think.
Like what?
Some people are very strategic with it. I think some people just think I'm gonna come up there and just knock these corner threes down. Because the corner three is the shortest three to shoot on the NBA court. But you gotta be more. You gotta be better with your strategy.
Right. Even when we're shooting, we at least get warm first before we start. We start.
I'm a strong believer. You're supposed to finish better than you start. Yeah. That's just how I'm programmed.
Yeah. And if he had the money ball at the end, he might have been in the finals. But oh well, he had himself a good All-Star weekend.
He brought home some hardware to the green and white, regardless of how anybody felt.
That was just funny when I saw him pump fake. I'm like,
definitely.
definitely. You too used to that. And lastly, the dunk contest, where Mac McClung, who, to no surprise of me and you, we're not surprised he won it.
He was the boys in high school.
And I think a lot of people didn't see his YouTube highlights or nothing, because I was like, this dude's been doing stuff like this since high school.
Yeah, he's like a dunker. Yeah. That's what for one, he trained to be able to jump like that. Like he has a whole little story, how he got worked out and stuff like that by his dad and at home gyms and stuff.
Plyometrics and all that.
So we're not surprised. We knew this was gonna happen. And I feel like when you get taller wing guys out there that aren't really dunkers, but I thought Sims was about to do some things because he'd be on Instagram doing ridiculous stuff. Jericho Sims, he went out there and just put his forearm in the rim and then lifted himself up and put his elbows in.
He gave himself a 50.
Yeah, and the scoring was ridiculous this year. Like I felt like they weren't trying to be as harsh, but they should have been with some of these dunks compared to other ones they were scoring. It was crazy.
But Herb, was it Herb? What was his name? The dude from the Pelicans? Murphy the third. I felt like he had some really good dunks himself.
He's just 6'10".
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that is the problem.
There was a little white dude out there doing 520s and stuff like. You know what I mean? And he didn't miss any dunks.
Yeah. Is it Murphy missed him?
I don't know.
I don't think he missed it. Yeah, I think those two. I think they were two.
Compared to them, he's a little white dude.
Yeah.
And he's probably like, this is like 6'3",
Yeah.
6'2", 6'3", so he's not small, but to them, like, and then, Instagram was going in on, talking about how they picked these guys, Jokic and stuff last because of Black History Month.
Oh, yeah.
And Matt McClung winning the dunk contest. But you know what's crazy? Look how the universe just works. Without Dr. Martin Luther, Matt McClung ain't winning no dunk contest against us. Look at that. The universe is starting to balance out a little bit.
Did you see the meme? Somebody said, I tried. He was just trying to find, like, if he said any racist or insensitive things.
That?
Yeah, it was like, I tried my best, y'all, but he's as clean as a whistle.
Yeah, he's very respectable, man. He respects everybody. From what we know.
He's from Virginia, so he's been around people.
He's from the belly of the nasty.
Yeah, so.
You don't want to be that.
Yeah.
So just be a decent person.
Yeah. But kudos to him, man. Hopefully he uses this and he monopolizes it into staying on the Sixers roster and, trying to get some opportunities in the league.
I mean, he can only say so much. The proof is in the pudding. They see what the man is capable of, so and his stardom could, carry him for a couple more years with this dunk contest championship. So he gotta be, also smart with his moves and his upcoming opportunities.
Yeah, I think he's ready for it because he's been bouncing around in the league and the G League active rosters, G League rosters. So I think he's just waiting for that opportunity. It's just nowadays, if you're a guard, it's just so hard.
Well, because you got guys that like specialize in certain things.
Yeah.
He's good at a lot of things, but he doesn't really specialize in anything. So he can shoot, but he's not like a sniper like some of these guys come in. That's the thing. So once he's young too, so once he figures out his niche and really focuses in on it and polish it.
Yeah, he could be like that. What's the dude, the guard? He played at Arizona. He was on the Sixers, Pacers.
Oh, the little McConnell?
Yeah. Kind of like him. He's found his niche in the league, and he's always gonna be stuck around because he's just that guy that could bring off the bench.
But McConnell's assist turnover ratio is ridiculous.
Yeah, that dude, he don't turn the ball.
So you know what I mean? He specializes in protecting the ball and making smart decisions.
Yeah, so hey, he got everybody rooting for him though. He's rooting for his success in the league. So congratulations to him. And then we go to the All-Star game, which is turned into. You know what they should do at the All-Star game? If them dudes don't really want to play, you should just have like them call each other out and go ISO for a couple possessions. Do that for a while, because this game, once again, I think it was Utah. I think it was definitely, you're right, because it was definitely Utah, because it was just like, them dudes didn't want to be there.
Felt like more of an obligation than a celebration.
Yeah, they didn't want to be there.
That's my rhyme for the day, y'all. But, yeah, like I said, it felt like they were just more like they all had to be there, so they're going to just deal with it and embrace it, but like, if I'm one of them, I'm like, yo, where we having this after party at? Do we got to build a venue? They probably had to build some little venues and stuff to have parties and stuff like that.
But there were some moments in there that made you go, ooh, and like Kyrie with his, I don't know what he did, what move he did.
He went like he spun it this way.
Spun it this way. Side, Tatum and Mitchell was going crazy. Then we had the little Celtic one-on-one action going on. So there were some moments.
I might have a remedy for it though. Each player put their own money up in a pot.
Oh, yeah?
Put the pot at the scorer's table. And win the take all.
Somebody said, I was listening to a podcast, David Aldridge. He said on a podcast, for the dunk contest, this was his suggestion. There's so many rappers, entertainers, and all these rich folks, a lot of rich folks that come to these All-Star weekend. He said, why don't you just have them all put together $10 million, bring it to half court, tell these superstars that don't want to participate in the dunk contest, winner takes $10 million.
Whoa. Time out. You got to understand, some of these rappers are actual, criminals and dangerous people. You don't play with money, the streets, and basketball at the professional level. Things will get very messy, especially at an event like that.
I mean gambling. I mean, they're just like, this is the winning part. Yeah, I didn't mean.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking they putting the money up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, whoo.
Yeah.
That's sticky right there.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. No, I did not.
Be some flagrant fouls too.
He did not mean it like that. Not like that.
I'm like. Tupac might come out like Birdie, playing like that.
Yeah, but I do agree with that idea. You just put a pile of money together and like, yeah, man.
I'm telling them put their own money up, because you my guy. But if I'm playing for your money, I ain't playing as high to play for my own money. That's just anybody. Like we go to a restaurant and somebody's paying for me, I'm ordering whatever on the menu because I want to try it. But if I'm spending my own money, I'm buying what I know.
Or there should be like some type of like a challenge during the mid game and stuff like that. With that in mind, be like, or it's like the fans make the challenge. Yeah.
Them dudes, a lot of them is frugal. They might spend a lot of money on themselves, but they don't want to just give out money.
Maybe the NBA should find an investor that'll be like, hey, find a billionaire that'll just throw $100 million at y'all.
But it's like
win a prize.
But it's kind of like their vacation. Then it's like they get paid so much they really don't care about the money that you throwing at them.
That's all I was gonna say too. I think capitalism ruined the dunk contest because these dudes are making so much. Not the dunk contest, but these dudes are getting paid so much money, and teams are investing so much in them. It's just like, I ain't gonna play hard.
And that's my only thing. I felt like the pride hits when you hit their pockets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it's like, what? I gotta put what up? And no, I need that back. So the competing stops.
I mean, they should do that when they're doing All-Star voting. Every All-Star, whoever makes the All-Star team, got to put up a certain amount of money.
And think about it, you pick your teams. There are two captains that pick their guys, so it's like.
Did you like that?
What?
You like that?
Yeah, that's dope.
That was dope.
So that's why that's even more reason for me saying put your own money up, because you pick these guys, so you have confidence that they're gonna win the game. So y'all put, some bread up together. And try to double up.
Yeah, I like how they did it before the game too. It was kind of dope. It was pretty dope. Speaking of, last year it was Cleveland. This year it was Utah. You know what next year is gonna be? Indiana.
There's nothing wrong with trying to shed light on the small market states and things like that, but you got to have like combination. Like if you go to Utah, you got to go to Vegas. Then you go to Indiana.
Right.
Then you come to Boston.
Cause you giving these guys 3 years in a row, and they're going to All-Star break, and it's not in a city that they would even vacation during the off season.
Oh, if you're gonna have it Utah, we got to bring it to Massachusetts.
As much trash people talk about how Massachusetts is racist, about how Boston's racist. I mean, I don't know about the racism in Utah.
I mean, they covered it up nicely for the weekend.
I mean,
we ain't hearing about any issues at all.
I mean, we didn't, none at all. And also they had Karl Malone there. You know how nobody likes Karl Malone.
That's a tough. But see, he's a Utah staple.
Yeah, he is.
Unfortunately, that's a tough one.
You know, nobody likes Karl Malone.
Yeah, I understand.
Absolutely nobody. Probably the only people that liked him were people he played with, his teammates. And there was some stuff. I know everybody knows the story, and I don't want to talk about Karl Malone, but I was gonna say something else. But yeah, nobody likes Karl Malone for rightful reasons. Next up in the league, Russell Westbrook is gonna be in LA again, but this time he's just changing uniforms and probably moving the locker down or whatever. I don't know. He will be signing with the Clippers.
Changed the graphic. I was liking the Mr. Freeze. No, what we say about that?
Westbrook is signing with the Clippers. Him and Paul George reuniting. I mean, good for the Clippers, I guess, but it's kind of hard to have a guy on your team that people just gonna leave open all the time, especially during the crucial times of the game, because he no longer can make shots.
I don't understand it. As a professional, you get paid to shoot the ball and make shots. You have more than enough time in the gym. You have more than enough coaches to help fine-tune and fix whatever hitches and niches you got in your shot.
Yeah.
So, like I said this maybe a year ago. Maybe it might have been recently when I said he doesn't know how to really be efficient and spot up, and that's just not his game. He has to turn part of his game into that a little bit. Because Westbrook's always going to be himself, But you have to change as the game changes and as your role changes.
And as your athleticism kind of declines. And it's...
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, his athleticism might decline when he's like 60.
I'm just like, he be doing some stuff.
He's still...
Like, he's not in the same role he used to be, so it's like he's not even able to utilize some of those things.
Yeah, and it's also... Plus, these guys are more athletic too now. The guys he's playing against, they're equal because they start to put longer guys on him. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't do nothing with size. I mean, you can do something with size, but he's not big on understand. I've never seen a man really do a step back or get space.
No,
he never had to.
It's always like.
Yeah, so like I'm not sure if he knows if he even has those moves in his arsenal personally because I've never seen him.
And that's crazy too because you would think he'd be able to change his game because we've seen players change their game. I mean, Jason Kidd, that dude could not shoot a lick his first few years. For a while in the league, he couldn't shoot, and then he ended up being top 10 all time in 3 points. And 3-pointers made is like towards the end of his career.
But he also learned how. Well, the players he played against allowed him to kind of be a standstill shooter, a set shooter. And he just focused, practiced, and became efficient. Learned how to make them. Mm-hmm. I mean, he wasn't awful, but he got better as he aged.
Yeah, he got like way. He went from like 30% to like.
He wasn't fighting against himself.
Yeah.
I feel like Westbrook's still trying to play the exact same way he's always played, but it's like, bro, you got to just change the tad.
Yeah, and with this Clippers team, they're just like a weird team. I don't know what to make of them.
It's the Clippers.
Yeah,
it's a weird franchise.
Yeah, with the owner who.
I ain't gonna lie. Great owner. A little too handsy for me.
A little.
A little too handsy. But he gets very, very excited. But I would love to play with a guy like him, Mark Cuban, owners that are so into the game, into the team that like you feel like I feel like you're not scared of making a mistake in front of those two because
they got your back.
Yeah, they understand the game and they just enjoy being around y'all.
Yeah, but the handsy part though, he be a little too much.
A little too handsy.
Like, relax, brother.
Yeah.
Relax. So we'll see how this goes out. There's like 20-some-odd games left in the regular season. So, see, the Clippers, they are in a good position. But, yeah, once again, we don't know with them because every time we think they're going to do something for in the postseason run and then just...
How about they just drop John Wall? I thought he was playing well for what they needed him for. Then they're talking to people. I see podcasts talk about he can't shoot. He shot well enough for them to be productive and have a decent record and come off the bench. Like I don't understand. And then you get Westbrook.
That's what I was about to say.
I like them both as players, but I'm taking John Wall. The man's been working to get back to this, and he showed that he deserves to be on the court.
And I think they got rid of Reggie Jackson too, who I thought
was ridiculous.
A good role player for them, especially coming off the bench.
Good. He could start on some teams if you really needed to, if you needed him to.
Yeah. He
has that type of confidence, and he could put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Lastly, the Hawks fired Nate McMillan. As of yesterday, they fired him. And remember, Trae Young was saying, people was saying, like, Trae Young is kind of an issue and, and all this stuff. And he was trying to refute that, saying it's not true. But when a coach gets fired and there's been so many negative things said about you and not being happy with the coach, it's kind of like, all right, the coach is fired. You better go out there and do something, or else we gonna look at you, or else you gonna get that eye. Like
Pedro had to put a close up on.
Yeah, he gave you the sky cam.
Brutus the Brush.
He gave the sky cam.
That's my sidekick. Other sidekick. Other than Maddie. Yeah, Rufus.
But yeah, Trae Young, man, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on you now because Nate McMillan's not a bad coach. He's a really good coach in my opinion, and it's rare. Coach of color too, and it's rare that they just come around like that. And now he's fired, and whoever they get next, if you don't get along with him, it's gonna be like, all right, we got rid of one coach, you got another coach, you got rid of him. Is the coaching really the problem, or is it you?
I mean, that's always the first step to putting the spotlight on the issue. Because, unfortunately, coaches are expendable.
Yeah.
You always find another one to put him in that could be just as productive. McMillan's a great coach.
Yeah.
Got some hardware under his belt as well for his coaching talents. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Like,
how many times he was coach of the year?
I think a couple. I thought it was 2. I could be wrong. Yeah. But, so when you yank the head coach Now it's like your style has to show you what he's really made of, what he's built like. So now it's all on Trae Young. My biggest thing with Trae Young is he getting any bigger?
Unless he does that surgery to make you taller.
I'm just saying, you got to live in the weight room just for the fact that he's a smaller guy, and his whole career, he just, like, AI got away with that because AI was just a different specimen, and he played D.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Granted, he wasn't the best defender, but he got in the passing lanes.
He did what he could. He did what he could. He did what he could.
And just like how you said the game, you know what I mean? The players are bigger, faster, stronger. And Trae is a smaller guy that needs to change a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. And, you know, right now, granted, he's like, numbers are all down. Like, all down. 42% from the field, 32% from three-point line. He went from 90% from the free throw line last year to 88%.
If I coached against him, I would just have somebody pressure him the whole game. That's 6'7", 6'7", 6'9". Just pressure him the whole game. Granted, you can't do that in the NBA because you gotta leave somebody open. That's a matchup issue. But like with Trae Young, I just put a bigger guard on him and just make his night miserable.
And the Hawks are 29-30, so it's like, I mean.
Remember that trade we talked about, and I said it didn't make sense.
That whole team doesn't make sense anymore. They went from looking like a promising uprising team to.
Now, question: in that process, when they were making these transactions and moves, did anything move up top, like in the front offices? So it's the same organization that had like playoff teams with Joe Johnson, Josh Smith.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Are they losing touch with the game?
They might be in Magic City too much or something. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with some of these organizations.
They might be a little bit partying too much down there in Atlanta.
I don't know. These are the same people that's been occupied these spots for so long. I don't understand what you're doing wrong and why you can't see how basketball is played.
Yeah, man.
Because that trade just made no sense to me at all.
Yeah, well. I'm actually going out there for a game in a couple of weeks. So.
Who they playing?
Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
Celtics
Why
gonna be
didn't
down
I ask that question?
Yeah.
I should have known.
I'm going to be there with my Celtics hoodie on. I might go there with a Patriots hoodie on.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that, man.
Yeah.
Those are out of all our fans, out of all the fans in New England and Massachusetts, they probably hate it the most. Nah, don't do that.
They're still good. Let's go to Athletes Corner. All right. We had Lynn Classical Lady Rams. This is like going to be a couple times you'll see them on this program today. We talked to the head coach. We talked to his senior captains. Check this out. We have the ball. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. And today we have the Lynn Classical Lady Rams with us. How are you doing? Undefeated Lynn Classical Lady Rams. They want me to say it. They can't say it, but they want me to say it. So I'll say it for them. Coach, what's going on? Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us. Good to be back. I'm glad that I got my three senior captains with me today.
All right. It's been a ride this season for your team.
It has been a
Up
ride.
to this point, getting ready for the tournament. Got another game Wednesday, right?
We got a game Wednesday against Sawyer away to end our regular season and then prepare for the state tournament.
All right. This whole season with coming in, I mean, did you envision like this run right now? Was it you knew how good your team was, but at this point, about how good you guys are at this point?
Yeah, what I knew is I had these three seniors with me, and I knew we had a few underclassmen that would help. What that turned into in terms of wins and losses, wasn't really sure. But they have met every challenge put in front of them to this point, and as a result, we're at where we're at.
Is this just more special that this is another set of seniors that was able to just get the program, keep the program rolling as how you want it to roll?
Yeah, exactly. They're everything that's right about high school sports, and so they also set the tone for the underclassmen. They see what needs to be done in the classroom, in the community, off the court for us, what it means to be part of our program, and so they set the right tone. And I'm hoping that the underclassmen have watched them lead because they've been good leaders.
Definitely, ladies, talk to me how you prepared for this season, knowing it was your senior year. How you all prepared and positioning yourself to make a run for a state title.
We came into it just knowing, we just wanted to have a good year. All we were focused on was winning, taking it game by game, We really haven't been thinking about the long run too much, just game by game, wanting to win.
What was the lesson learned from last year's season coming into this one? What you guys lose in the second round? Or?
First round.
First round? Yeah, what were some of the lessons you learned in that state tournament loss that you took coming into the season?
I think we took that, and especially us three, we really worked in the off season. We went to a bunch of skills, we worked together, and we always talked about how we wanted the season to be better. So I think we learned that if we just put in the work, we'll see results, and it's working this year. So
what's one thing that you noticed about the underclassmen that were thrown into the fire and kind of they had positions and roles on the teams that to kind of play off you guys? How do you think they handled it?
I think they were really willing to let us lead and let us take them under our wing. They're really good with criticism, and they take our advice, and they really just follow our lead.
How are you just not able? How are you able? Undefeated record aside, how are you just able to just keep the same focus? Because in human nature, it just happens. You kind of, you're winning, and you kind of, it happens. But how was the team just able to just not let any slip-ups, not play down to competition, just always playing the same style, the same way, playing hard each game? How are you just able to do that without, having no slip-ups? Because in human nature, that happens.
We've had a few, close games, or when we've been down by a few at halftime. But our halftime is what really pulls us together, because we can really focus ourselves again, and then he helps us focus up again, and play like how we always play. And that's what we're worried about. We're worried about how we play, how we combat what they give us. So we're just really taking it step by step, game by game.
Was there any particular game that you kind of noticed where there was kind of a slip up in the first half, and then the second half it was like you guys hit that switch and just refocused and played how your coach expects you to play?
When we played away in Medford, the first half was really close. It was a close game, and we were kind of falling apart. We weren't keeping our composure. We weren't playing how we normally play. And then we went into halftime, and Sawyer reminded us what he always says, it's about us and not our opponent. So we just have to play how we play and how we practice, and it worked out. We ended up winning by a decent amount. We came out with more energy in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. And Coach, how are you able just to keep them on track? Because sometimes we're dealing with high school. Things happen. They're teenagers, they got a lot going on in their lives, but how are you just able to keep them focused?
And first is to recognize that, right? There's a lot of things going on. For these three seniors, basketball is important to them, but they're thinking about where they're going to go to college. And that's a lot of stress. I had a son recently that's gone through the same thing, so I'm a parent, so I understand that. So just recognizing that there's more going on in their lives than just basketball. So first, if you recognize that, then you can channel their energies where we need to have them channeled. And I'll give you an example. We were at Triton recently and away, and we called a timeout because things were not going our way in the first half, and wasn't an X and O's timeout. It was, do you guys want to keep this going or not timeout? And to their credit, they pulled it together. So every game is different, every situation is different, every practice is different, and we just kind of draw on the experience and my other coaches who are all in the building, which is a big benefit because I see these kids every day for all day. And as a group, we get together and decide, what is the best for today, and how do we get a little bit better today? And so that's what we've done so far.
For the ladies, y'all also in a position, y'all kind of have a little bragging rights over rivals because you won in Powder Puff, won the Christmas tournament, beat them in the regular season twice. The first time you played them in the regular season, when you played them at English, those final seconds, just talk about those final seconds of that game, because seemed like they were stretching away, pulling away, and then I don't know what changed for you guys in that final minute or so to make that run at the end of the game.
For me, I'll take this one. I took it really hard last year when they beat us in our gym last year for the GBL chip. So I was not losing in their gym. I was not doing it. And thankfully, Henny hit the free throw, got her own rebound, and we just ran out the clock. They thought they had us, and they got
I think honestly, like their team this year was talented, and especially in that game, in the English game when we played in their gym, it came down to like being aware and being smart and like outsmarting them, because in the last play, like they had a chance and an opportunity to win the game, but like we stayed calm, we were watching the clock, we knew it was a 1-and-1. That's how I was able to get the rebound. So I think just us, like, once again, keeping our composure and staying calm, it like helped us to beat them that many times this year.
Yeah, because time was definitely on their side that game.
Yeah, the late game execution. Lord have mercy. All right, as we prepare, as you all prepare for the state tournament and find out where you're going to be, who you're going to be playing, and what your seed is going to be. What are some of the things? You got the game against Saugus, but what are some of the things that the team is going to work on as they prepare for that state tournament run? Because now it's win or go home.
Yeah. Once again, I think just keeping our composure and playing like how we've been playing, because we know we're going to see tougher competition in our first matchup. No matter who it is, they'll be better than the teams that we play usually. So we just know that we can match up to what they can do. So we just really need to take it, step by step and not get too overwhelmed. I think what'll hurt us is us just being in our own heads for that game.
And for Coach, another state tournament run for you. You've had teams that's been favored. You have teams that hasn't been favored. How do you approach it as a coach? Because you kind of have seen both sides of the of the coin, I should say.
Yeah, and with the new state tournament, by this time, when the old way they'd do it, you pretty much knew who you were going to play, and you could limit it to maybe 2 teams, and you could start preparing now. In the new state tournament, the way they do the power rankings, it could be one of about 8 or 10 teams, and so it makes it really hard to prepare too far in advance. So we'll find out next Saturday. We'll prepare on Sunday, maybe play Monday, hopefully not play Monday, prepare on Monday, and as the kid said, it's about us. There is nothing new in basketball, and whatever somebody does, we have something for. It's about how we execute it, and if you put that execution and you play with some intensity and with some focus, then you put yourself in a good position to win. So that's what's going to be. It'll be about us preparing for whatever our opponent throws at us. We'll try to figure out what that is, what they're likely to do by scouting some film, but we've got something for everybody. It's about how we execute it.
Yeah, and lastly, is it just a little more difficult for preparation because you find out Saturday and then you might end up playing Monday or Tuesday, like that short window to prepare for a team? Is that just you have to be more laser focused because you don't have enough time to really prepare for a team? You just go off the film and
that's exactly right. We don't have as much time as we used to have. We used to find out on Friday, and you'd play on usually Tuesday, so you'd have a couple of practices to prepare for that opponent, and so it's different now, which is fine. It's different for everybody. Yeah. So we don't have an advantage, we don't have a disadvantage. We just got to put the work in.
All right. Before we get out of here, please plug in the social media page for the girls team, and ladies, plug in your social medias too. So if they want to know more, follow them.
Yeah, we got a Facebook page for Lynn Classical Girls Basketball that you can search and find, and we also have a Twitter page at LCHS Girls Ball that we update.
Our team Instagram is LCHS Girls B-Ball, and my Instagram is Lauren Hennessy _
Yeah, and my Instagram is Ava _ Thurman.
And my Instagram is Akiyah.Brown _
All right, maybe I should have told y'all that was y'all camera right there. That's my fault. It's all good. Watching Athletes Corner, we're out of here. Have a good one. We are back. Okay, speaking of that, so as you know, they had a game earlier today, which I was at. They played Saugus. They won 48-42. They finished the regular season 20-0. They also in that game got their coach his 200th career victory.
Oh, okay.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, I'm glad I kind of went to that one. I was like, oh, perfect timing to go to
that's cool.
to watch them play. So head coach Tom Sawyer post-game interview after their win over Saugus. All right, right, Coach. Special moment after the game. You got your 200th career win, 20-0 to finish the regular season. Just this whole ride for your team. How has it been?
Yeah, it's great. I don't ask the kids to look ahead, so I didn't look ahead, and we look at the next game, and that's what we did today. And we knew it would be a challenge playing on the road against a really good team at noon, which is not a normal time for us. And the kids rose to the challenge and played inspired basketball, especially there near the end.
Yeah, definitely. Your seniors, they all stepped up real big. Lauren hit some big shots down there. Ava came up big. Akiyah had big defensive plays. The seniors, they've been kind of like a catalyst for you all season.
They have. I mean, I say this all the time. High school sports, you usually go as your seniors go. And I've got 4 really good ones, 3 that play a lot. And you're right. And they made the shots, they made the stops, they made the rebounds with their teammates. And I like to say all the time that I think we're a fairly balanced team. And you want to take something away, then we have very, very capable players to take advantage of something that somebody wants to take away. And that's what you saw today.
And lastly, this had a tournament-type feel game to it. You feel like you guys will wait this season for the tournament. How do you feel like a game like this prepares them? Because this felt like a tournament game.
Yeah, close games down the stretch, how you execute, that hopefully is what you get in the tournament. And having the exposure to that, I think, will only benefit us.
All right, congratulations on everything and on the win.
Thank you very much.
And we are back. Thank you, Coach, for that. All right, next up, Central Catholic head coach Mark Dunham, after they won the Comcast Invitational against Newton North. That was another good game. This week I saw 4 good basketball games.
That's a treat. In high school, right? Ooh.
Who you telling?
It's like holiday season.
Man. Man. All right, Coach, another test for your team. And it kind of picked up late there with the exchange of baskets, but you guys made that key difference and stopped it.
Yeah.
Talk about the poise of your team down the stretch.
Yeah, we kind of hang our hat on our defense, something we preach a lot. At halftime, we kind of said this is going to come down to probably the last 2 minutes, rebounding, making free throws, and Marquise Bridgewater making 2 huge free throws at the end, and then really defending that last possession and getting a loose ball to win is just, for the year that we've gone through with buzzer beaters getting kind of beating us, and to get that at the end is just, it's special for us to get into the tournament now on a positive note. Yeah.
First half it was kind of slow, but it really picked up in that second half with the shot making from you guys.
Yeah, not to make an excuse, I think we were a little beat up from last night, a tough game. It took us a little bit to get going, and New North does such a good job defensively switching everything and making us have to do some things that we're uncomfortable with. But at halftime we just said they're switching, let's get some slip cuts, let's get some better screens, and let's just be solid with the ball. But Joey Hart has been so good for the past 8 or 9 games, and right now we can kind of give him the ball at times and he can go get his own offense, which is great. So ultimately just a huge win for our program right now heading into the tournament. Thank you, appreciate it.
Hey, so you over there, you back there taking shots, man, messing up the bumper?
Throw that fireball.
All right, next up, we got Malden Catholic head coach John Walsh, who I said he's probably the best coach in the state because just the way he coaches and he prepares guys, like their team, it's not like they got one guy that can just throw the ball to and be like, go get us a basket. Like, if you're not connected and playing defense against them, and if you're screwing up on offense, they're going to make you pay. And they did that against English, did that against St. Mary's, even though it was a good game. St. Mary's just, we'll talk about that later on, but check this out, and we got more. All right, Coach, I talked about your team being battle-tested. You got another one today. Went into overtime. Just how proud of you guys, of your guys that they were able to dig deep and just pull this victory out.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of them. They persevered. Obviously, we didn't play terrific. We missed a ton of foul shots. We turned the ball over. We did a lot of things that, we hope not to do in the state tournament, but we did escape with a win. So, I'm happy about that.
What was the difference in the first half and the second half? It seems like the first half, the offense was flowing, you guys were getting good shots, getting baskets. It seemed like in the second half, it just wasn't.
It felt like we were getting the shots. Like, I'll go back and look at it, but it felt like we were getting what we want. We just kept missing layup after layup after layup, or open jump shot, or we weren't hitting our free throws, we turned over. So we were just kind of melting down. Like, we didn't score for the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and we missed, I think it was 5 or 6 free throws. 6 free throws. We missed a couple of layups here and there. But again, the same areas, they did a great job defensively in the second half. So, that's part of it, what they did to us. So,
Ethan Tracy, you guys have talked how big he played on Saturday, and you've been talking about how big he's been for you guys this season.
Yeah.
Hit 2 big shots.
He did. He did.
How happy are you guys?
I'm so happy for him. And Bo Moody hit a huge 3 to start the overtime period. So that was huge. Bo got us a little bit of a lead there. Ethan hit a couple big threes. For a kid to do what he's doing is great. So I'm really proud of them all.
Definitely. And lastly, this was a tune-up. You found out about pairings this weekend.
Yeah.
Just how excited are you to make another run at it, to get the opportunity to make another run at it?
Oh, yeah, really, really excited. And there's a bunch of good teams, so, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we make a run, but it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
All right, next up we got head coach Alvin Abreu. They bounced back after losing to Marlin Catholic Saturday. They beat Springfield Central on Monday. Check this out.
All right, Coach. Another tough game for you guys. You guys started off slow, and it seemed like mid that second quarter, you guys got things going. What's kind of the change for you, your team offensively?
I think we had a big gut check on Saturday that challenged us as a team, as a group. I think we had a little bit of a hangover on that in that first quarter and into second quarter, and I think we finally settled in. I told the guys that challenging games like these right now going into the state tournament are important for us. I told them that we'll learn a lot about ourselves. I wanted to see how we reacted from our first loss of the season on Saturday against a good Marlin Catholic team, and I think we were able to learn a lot about ourselves. We showed that we had some resiliency. We were able to deal with adversity, early on in this game and be able to dig in and do whatever we had to do to win the game.
And then in the late game execution, you guys went up, I believe, 9. You cut big time the game up with an 11-2 run. And then you guys, again, executed well. How do you like how they just executed? Because, as you said, these are tournament-type games, and execution late in games is going to be crucial. Yeah,
going into postseason play, it's all about possession and execution. You're going to run into a good team. It becomes a possession game. And I told our guys that. I still was disappointed in our late game execution there today. But we were able to, make some execution plays at the end and make free throws to seal the win. So I'm proud of our guys. Tyrese, played like a senior today. He carried us. We had, moments there. We had, a drought scoring. He was able to put us on his back there early and throughout the game and play like a senior as he's capable of doing. Thank you.
We are back. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of interviews for y'all, so, yeah. Next up, Keisha Perez and Lauren Hennessy.
All right, ladies. Last game in the regular season for you guys. You guys were really tested. Lauren, you hit those big shots, and what did you guys kind of do to get those looks to extend the lead?
I think it really came down to being mentally tough. I missed a lot in the beginning, but you got to keep shooting. And my team trusted me enough, and that means a lot to me. They trusted me to keep kicking me the ball, so it paid off in the end.
They made a bunch of runs at you guys. They tied the game a few times. What do you guys do just to not panic or just not get out of your comfort zone when they tie the game?
Well, I just keep my head up. I listen to my captains, make sure that I'm doing right, and my coaches too.
And what was working for you? You got a lot of points now. Just offensively, what was working for you?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think your defense leads to your offense. I think you're really aggressive on defense. That gets you out.
And lastly, you guys finished regular season 20-0. You got the coach his 200th win. Just how excited is this time for you guys? As you guys win for the tournament?
It's good.
It's great.
Awesome.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Marcus Rivera from Central Catholic.
Yeah, I say a lot of jokes in between these little, clips, so that's why he's always, in good spirits.
Oh my God.
All right, back again for another one.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the clutch shooting from your teammates down the stretch right there, because it seemed like it was a back and forth game, and you guys had an answer for everything that you mentioned.
Yeah, honestly, we just stay in the moment. We're not the best shooting team, but I promise you we're going to play hard. We're going to stay in the moment. They hit big shots, and we also came down and hit big shots. All we got to do is just stay confident throughout the whole way, and that's what Coach keeps telling us.
Was that one of the more physical games that you guys have been part of this season? Because it felt like it was really getting physical, especially down there.
Yeah, it definitely was physical, but this is something we're used to. Like I said yesterday, we have one of the toughest schedules in the state. We came out here and battled. We played against Lawrence 3 times. They're one of the best teams in the state. They play hard all the time, so we're already used to that. And when we came down here, we showed it. We played hard.
Defensively, on that last position, when you guys forced the turnover, what were you guys expecting them to do, and how were you guys expecting them to force it?
Well, we knew we were up by 3 points. As you can see, it's 57-54. We're up by 3 points about 15 seconds ago, and we knew number 10 was going to get the ball. Number 10 and number 30, they wanted a 3, so we just face guarded both of them, and don't give them a 3. That's it.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we are back for more. All right. Now this kid, Joey Hart, he had 27 points to lead them to victory, and that boy was getting buckets. Check this out.
All right, man. This was a really physical basketball game, and your clutch shooting really helped the team out. Was that just you getting in your rhythm at that point and just taking the shots that you normally make?
Yeah, we came together as a team, and I just had my confidence. I was hitting shots, and I just wanted to keep that going and take advantage of mismatches, But like they said, props to the team, props to Newton North. They're a great team, but it was a great game.
All right, now, that's 2 games you guys really played your hearts out and really came out with a hard-fought victory right yesterday against Beverly today against Newton North. What does that just do for you guys' confidence heading into the tournament?
Oh, for sure. It's huge for us because, we're coming off a tough loss from BC High, and to beat Beverly, which is a great team, and Newton North as well, it really turns our season around, and we're optimistic heading into the tournament, so it's great for us.
The sequence is you guys come here and get the big basket, the 3-point play opportunity, he misses the free throw. They come down, and you guys got the defensive stop. What were you expecting to do, and what did you guys talk about as far as what you do on defensively against the guys?
We're obviously, Will's a great player, Jose Padilla's a great player. We're trying to focus on shutting them down, and number 10 was hitting shots. I don't know his name, but we tried to stop the flare screen and get rebounds. But we came together and we got a great stop. So it was just a great game.
Is this one of the more physical games that you've been a part of?
100%, yeah, for sure. It was a very hard-fought W. Yeah.
All right, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we are back. Who's next? Yeah, there's a lot of interviews for this one. This is what happens when football season over. We throw a bunch of interviews at y'all. All right, we got Malden Catholic's Ben Howard, Matt Gaffney, Nick Martinez, and Ethan Tracy.
All right, fellas, this was another hard-fought victory for you guys. Had to go to overtime, but you guys made enough plays in overtime to get this. Just talk to me up and down that last stretch of the game.
Yeah, so we had the ball. I was struggling from the field. Matt was struggling. Everyone was struggling. Tracy, a guy we talked about last time, hasn't really played much. Stepped up huge. He had 2 huge threes that really sealed the win for us. It's all him.
Yeah, Ethan, you had 2 wide open threes. They cut the lead down. You knocked some big ones. Was it just let it fly and your teammates had the confidence in you?
It's really easy playing with guys like Nick and Matt because they draw so much attention. Ben, so they're gonna leave me open. I got to hit my shots.
And Ben, you also had some big plays. They tied it up. You had an offensive rebound putback. You had another push shot in overtime. Was that just? I know you had some foul trouble early. Was that just you staying focused and trying to help the team?
Yeah, it's just really my teammates. When I got in foul trouble, they came over to me, Matt, Nick, everyone. They came over to me, keep your head up, stay in the game, and that's what really kept me going. My brothers lifted me up when I was down early.
Matt, this is like 3 games in a row. You guys have played some good teams, and it seems like you guys just did enough plays to win this game. Is this just shows how you guys are battle tested coming back from last year, state championship experience you guys have? Is that just one of those things?
Yeah, definitely. I think our coaches really help us in everything. They prepare us for every game. They know all the team's plays. They know all their sets. They know their tendencies. So I think when the tough gets going, when the crunch time and the end of the game, our coaches really uplift us and help us battle through and get open looks and just really ice the game now.
And lastly, while you guys you guys got the tournament coming up, just how good does it feel you're heading into the tournament, winning some big games against some of the top teams in the States?
It's great. It's great for our confidence, because we had some struggles earlier in the year. We had some injuries. We had a couple losses, but coming in and winning these two big games, it really gives us confidence going to the state tournament. And it's just the next push to help win it all.
Tourney time. Let's go, tourney time.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much.
All right, and we are back. And our last interview is Tyrese Garcia. He had 35 points, 5 rebounds in the win over Springfield Central. Check this out.
All right, Tyrese, it seemed like they needed every one of your 35 points today. Was it just your mentality just to put the team on your back kind of because you guys did have moments where the offense wasn't really flowing?
I mean, yeah, there was a couple times stuff wasn't falling, so I feel like I had to go as a senior, being my last year, as a leader, I had to go and just take over the game.
All right, bouncing back after the tough loss against Marvin Catholic, where you guys had a chance, a chance to win that game. But in this one, what did you guys do differently that you didn't do Saturday in the clutch time?
I feel like we did different, not that much ISO ball. We kept moving it, and we started running the floor because against Marvin Catholic, we were playing at their pace, slowing the ball down, taking too long to go to the basket, and we were settling too much against them. But this game, we got to the basket many times, and then we just played more as a team this game, which made it different.
And lastly, with this tournament slowly approaching, this felt like a tournament game. How does this game, not only this game, but the last game, help you guys moving forward because you guys will be getting tougher competition and the team's best shots?
This game really gonna help us because the Catholic game really helped us because that was our first loss, so we kind of needed that so we can feel how it is to lose. So when we go into every game, we go in the game trying to destroy that team, mentally and just physically just be ready because not knowing how to lose a game and then once they get to playoff time, once one elimination, you're out. No matter what your record is, you're out. So we just now, from game to game, we're just gonna go mentally strong and ready for each game.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, it's time for our highlights. We got 3 of them for y'all. First up, Central Catholic versus New and North.
We just talking about some coincidental things that are going on on social media.
Bruh.
Just saying.
Lynn English, Springfield Central next. They kept him in the game. Probably could have. Lastly, what was the game of the night or the day on Monday? It was Martin Catholic and St. Mary's went into overtime. We are back. Yeah, we come to the end of a show. Ooh, that time goes by. Shoot. Yeah, we come to the end. Whatever we missed, we might remember next week. Friday's my brother's birthday, so happy early birthday shout out to him. Whoever got birthdays in February, happy birthday to all y'all. My cousins, my nephews was last week. My other nephews was the other day. Happy birthday to all you February people. We getting out of here. We'll be at St. Mary's later on. If you see us, come say hi. Follow him, Mr. Burn23 on Instagram. Mukala K on Instagram. LynnTV.org. The website. Lynn Community Television, Facebook and YouTube. The man in the sky, Pedro, who makes all this happen. And my shirt did not blend in with the background this time. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen.